circus of senators and Congress critters. Anybody who attains a position of power in this world, they too had to make a choice. And I believe, over 9 out of 10 times, it should be pretty obvious who they serve, right? How many people in positions of prominence in the media, the entertainment industry in particular, pop musicians, make a big deal about their faith in a true biblical version of Christianity that tells us that Christ is the only way to salvation. That's one of those, yet again, it's one of those things we can't talk about, right? Not from these evil, godless corporations. Not from one of their microphones, at least. So anyway, the reason I came out here, I'm kind of taking it easy a little bit today. I kind of laid off all the fun crawling underneath trailers and drilling into trailer frames and whatnot, installing stairs and laying on my back trying to paint the underside of a trailer. All that fun stuff I kind of laid off for today, just to kind of take it easy, because I do feel like my body's trying to overcome, some kind of a sickness, infection of some sort. And so, without going off the deep end, we got to take precautions, because we do get too complacent, like I just detailed, through the media, the distractions, the bread and circuses. We get a little too complacent. And that's the one danger I see, perhaps. I'm always trying to see the road ahead and be discerning, without too much wild speculation. But it's the one potential I see in the not too distant future is that, this might turn into something real and deadly. And man, wouldn't that just fit right into it, right? Further demonize the white Christian, the nationalists, the American firsters, the patriots, those who are untrusting of government, and those the current power structure. And wouldn't it just be all too fitting to give all these propaganda mouthpieces of the whatever you want to call it, the deep state, the New World Order. That's dill, by the way. It's really pungent. Tastes like medicine. That's why I'm eating it. Wouldn't it just be too fitting for them to have like a gotcha moment? Like, see, we told you so. Information, free thinking, individuality. As, again, the Pope declared, is a virus. It's a threat. It's dangerous. We can't have any more of this freedom stuff, especially the freedom of free spread of information on the internet. Because, look what happened, right? Your misinformation led to all this death. And maybe this time, it'll be real. Was it just a trial run? The narrative to get everybody lined into the slaughterhouses? Was it all a smokescreen to cover up for the global depopulation agenda? This is just speculation, but we have to be on guard, because we know the times in which we live. If we put any stock, any faith at all in the Bible and Scripture. we know things are about to get real, and a lot of it's just this acclimating effect, like we see it all the time, so it's not that big of a deal anymore. How many Doomsday, how many pandemic, how many end of the world Armageddon movies have we seen, right? So we need to, what is the verse that comes to my mind? Watch and pray. In that final hour, when Christ was to be delivered up, which his church will follow in his example. When the death decree goes out to receive the mark. What was the condition? The 5 wise and the 5 foolish virgins, when the midnight cry went out, 5 were asleep, and they didn't have any oil on their lamps. They hadn't built that living faith, that kind of walking with God experience in their lives. Because, you might say, in large part, they were seduced by the sorceries of the merchants, as in says, details the powerful men on the earth in Revelations 18. So there's a lot of deception, there's a lot of just gross darkness. Here I sit in the light, but in this world right now, in the minds of men, there is a growing darkness, spiritual darkness, and apathy. And that's a dangerous condition to be in. And I think that's one of the big reasons we're in the trouble that we are today, is because we have been so sedated, just apathetic towards the bigger issues, the more important issues of life. We've been distracted by entertainments and luxury and am I saying that I want to redefine capitalism like the Pope and the Rothschilds? No. Because their solution means more tyranny, means less individual rights, less freedom. No thank you. And that's just how they work. They create the problem. Let me get this straight. Hegelian dialectic. They problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, and the ones who have the solution, and it might be a clear solution in a vial, they're the ones who usually created the problem in the first place. So let's be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, and just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at the same time, frosty, whatever you want to call it. But let's just, not fall asleep, because things just might be up around the corner. Things might just be ready to get really serious, really ugly. We've been told in the prophecy that there will be pestilences on this earth and mass casualty events, and we've seen that, with all the world wars and massive famines. And that's, yet another symptom of this, some of these lockdown measures worldwide. And the one thing that is growing like a virus, like I've said from the beginning, is tyranny, is authoritarianism. Could you imagine? You hear some of the horror stories of what's going on in Australia right now, even Canada, but those are fairly free societies, right? Imagine the hell it must be to live in one of these just already flaming authoritarian third world hells. And you try walking outside without a mask on, see what happens to you, right? You'll probably be locked up without any trial. Anyway, so let's not get too complacent, let's not fall asleep. Let's keep looking for the return of the Messiah. Realize the intensity of the moment, the times in which we live. The Earth's history is wrapping up quickly. Let's set our mind on spiritual things. That's all I can say. And, sitting out in a garden like this really helps to inspire deeper thought. If we just turn off our devices for an hour, how hard is that for some people? Especially their kids. That's the sad part. And these kids just... I'm not going to call them hopeless, because there is no man or woman or child that is hopeless on this earth, but man, it's got to be hard just to keep a clear head, to stay sane, basically. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. The whole point was I'm out here. I know it took a while to get to it, but the whole point is I'm out here and I'm trying to be intentional about eating, because believe it or not, there are some studies about a plant-based diet. People who have a plant-based diet, which I don't think it just involves that, it involves an intentional lifestyle, which, you are seeking after health. So I don't think it's just plant-based. They probably exercise and do other things too, because they're conscientious about their bodies and their health. That's important to them. Some people could care less. And what is it? I think Joe Rogan said something like 78% of people in ICU for COVID, 78% were obese. But they never talk about your health and your overall health and your ability to fight off infection. It's a pretty vital ingredient. So that's why I'm out here. That's why I'm out here trying to live intentionally, eat intentionally, and take my health seriously, because, who knows what the next variant will bring, right? Anyway, thanks for listening. I'm gonna get back doing something besides sitting here in the tent, in our little greenhouse tent. Alright, I'm finally getting to a point where I can figure out what's wrong with this car. So yeah, put in the key, turn it on position. Take this little guy here, plug it in up here. Yep, see a little lid up there. And it's connected. Says. Okay. P0456 evaporative emission system leak detected. Very small leak. Okay. And P0456, same one. Very small leak. Should be scheduled for repair. Yada yada. Okay, so the first one is P0401, exhaust gas recirculation flow detected as insufficient. We've had that before with just the gas cap on these cars. But that doesn't really explain the rough idle and the not wanting to start. Some kind of a mystery, but I don't know if anything else I can order a new gas cap. Hopefully this check engine light will go away. The dreaded, ever-present check engine light. Alright, let's do it. Good stuff. Tearing it up, man. Tearing it up. So that's pretty accurate for a $30 pistol BB gun. Too shabby. This is an old chunk of the old, I think they've had that picnic table since this house was built. And finally tore it apart. This is the chunk of the old picnic table. Probably about 50 years old, this thing. Yep. It's pretty fun. Good practice. Gotta stay sharp, you know. Stay frosty.